So it seems like it don't matter that OSHA found more of the management of Russ more accountable than the armor bearer, too, right? Because they were the ones rushing everything, right? And part of why the armorer couldn't quite do her job either, right? If you're watching the whole trial, that is, right? Right. Because it's not that someone wasn't killed during whether intentionally or not, but again, right. The state's calling it manslaughter because she was neglected of her duties, I guess, right? Now, I don't know how you can quite do the same with an actor who has to rely on both management and the armor bearer, right? How he would know, right? You have to prove he knew there was something wrong with the gun before he fired it, if he fired it at all, which he said he didn't, so that's your problem there, right. He said he didn't even really pull the trigger good, right. Or really at all, just caught the, you know, firing pin, right. Uh, Though if you're supposed to be dealing with blanks, how is the actor who's given the gun and the safety checks are supposed to be done before that, right. Supposed to check in, right, right. You just have no way to know, really, then after that, right? Now that's called blame shifting, right. Yeah. Either way, you're trying to blame someone for someone else's death, which was clearly an accidental death, right? And you're trying to punish someone, right? Or get someone in trouble, right? And that's easy to do. That's called blame shifting, right? Like I told you, you want to blame only me, even if the mom was there or she had exposure to her biological dad before me, and him and his girlfriend or wife or fiance, whatever she was, could have coached her themselves, right? See, there's not just Shane Lee was finally around his stepdaughter, right? And she might could have woke him up in the middle of the night. Though if you fall 3 weeks later, anyway, within 3 weeks later, right, you might not remember all that detail, right? Some of the detail, right. But you might not specifically remember if she woke you up in the middle of the night or not. Right? Which is why you would say even if she did that, it would seem kind of like a dream, and I don't quite remember it. Like it might be a dream. Like it might be a dream. Encounter anyway. If you insist she could have woke me up, and I'm asking you then, how do you know, right? When only me and the ex-wife were there present as the two adults in the apartment, right? With the child there, right? And if the ex-wife had caught me, unless the child said, Grandma showed her that, right? If you know what I mean, right? She's not going to call the police anyway, right? Yeah, come on, right? Think about what you're saying before you say something stupid that might make you look weird, right? And how you know something that wasn't even part of a normal conversation to begin with, right? Plus, no one admits to trying to molest someone anyway. So if you say you could have but didn't, that's because you're watching SVU for 5 years or so. Before YouTube was even a thing. I keep telling you that too. There's a reason I said that way. Had nothing to do with me or the ex-wife, by the way, but the TV show on NBC. Which, because I'm home all the time, since 98, I was on disability in the end, right? Though I did try to work part-time jobs until a certain time, but, right. And that's about the time I got into the apartment at 185 Smith Avenue anyway, and is when YouTube started, right? And I started doing impersonations right off the bat of singers, right? And that's really all I was doing at first. So that had nothing to do with the blog unless you somehow found the blog, right? Well, how'd you find the blog even, right? The blog was on Angel Fire. You have to look it up, right? Or run a scan on me or something, right? And know about me before the blog was posted, right? Which I was on iFilms first, right? Which was something that's now associated with the channel called the Paramount Channel, right? It was Spike, and before that was something else, right? Went through several name changes, right? Yeah. Now it's the Paramount Channel, right? But anyway, that's part of the point with most, songs or things of that nature. Have a good morning.